Nothing happens in a vacuum. We're told Zootopia is just a cute movie about a bunny and a fox. But have you actually looked at the background? Because if Star Wars exists, then George Lucas exists. If George Lucas exists, then WWZoo happened. And if the World Wars happened, then Zootopia has a history so dark it makes the night howlers look like a tea party. Grab your tinfoil hats, because we're doing movie forensics on the timeline Disney doesn't want you to solve. Someone made a comment that Robin Hood, the 2D animation one, is part of the Zootopia history, and I just love that idea, so I wanted to mention that. Nothing happens in a vacuum. Everything that happens is for reason. And in our world, all of these movies were made because of real-world ideas and events. The simplest answer is usually the correct one, especially in complex situations. The easiest answer to how did all of these come to be in this reality is that the events that inspired these movies really happened here. From the top, we have Deersney. So Walt Disney was real. And animals smoke cigarettes. What is this, a Don Bluth film? Also, this means during World War Zoo, Walt Deersney made pro-Ally propaganda with a duck as a Nazi. If there was a Disney, as well as all the other media we see, again, nothing happens in a vacuum, so we have to assume White Wilderness came out in this reality. How the fuck does that work? Was it like The Happening, but real? With Star Wars and Ramdor, we can deduce that the World Wars happened again. The Nazis rose and fell in power, the United States embroiled itself in massive wars against communism and then terrorism, so 9/11 also most likely happened. And a group of animals online bullied a young animal into a life of depression. We can also make the tangential connections with Lucas and Spielberg. How does Jaws work? What ocean creatures have sentience? I was told not to ask so many questions, but damn it, I need these answers. Mammal Studios is obviously Marvel Studios, so Marvel and DC are here. So there's probably a spider cut of the Justice League? Good for him. Also, since Marvel is real, the civil rights movement happened? Segregation was a thing? Mutants are analogies for minorities already, so how did that work here? I thought predators were already the minority, and a violent one at that. This entire movie metaphor is summed up in so many comic books and Saturday morning cartoon episodes. Oh, and since Marvel is real, Iron Mammal is real. And he had a drinking issue. Would their Spider-Man just be Spider-Ham? Quick aside, we see some domesticated animals, like pigs, but we don't see any pets? Wild dogs are a thing, and cats come in various sizes, domesticated or otherwise. We get so much variety, and I'm sure the animators in these movies were worked to the bone and underpaid. But damn, I just want some more. If you guys want more of these silly types of videos, I'll add a link in my description, maybe right here, to the movie review playlists. Doing Incredibles next before I cover some big idea topics. Let me know any inconsistencies you know of in any of the movies in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. For more wood in this fire, we have Pixar, and I'm going to cover these fast. Toy Story isn't a really crazy leap, but Bugs Life means they had the idea enough to create anthropomorphic bugs. But humans had to have been around at some point. I have some evidence for this later. So the idea of anthropomorphizing something already should feel ironic to the animals. There's a video that covers a meta idea that all Pixar movie characters are brought to life by Pixar. I'll tag the video below. It's by Alex Bale. His video broke my brain for like a week. Monsters are a thing for animals? They'd be fictional though, right? And they'd come to the animal world to scare the animals' kids? So this movie tells Zootopia's future because the monster world is the result of Judy and Nick normalizing trans-species relationships. I'm not going to cover all the Pixar movies, but dinosaurs are a thing. They had a racial analog movie with States of Matter. They have a movie about getting your first period, a movie about anthropomorphizing with cars. We already saw Ratatouille. Fuck man, the list goes on. Oh shit, who's that knocking? Oh, fuck. Yeah, he's here too. Elks being ESPN, I've already covered somewhat. They have dogfights in Zootopia, but it's cool because both of them are getting paid. But athletes get into some crazy stuff outside of sports. God, I'd love to see the 30 for 30s set in this world. Searchlight is funny because it's Fox, and it would have been even funnier if that dude wasn't a fox. Like if he was like a sheep or something. Who did Disney buy Fox from, though? Oh wait, so that means... What the fuck are they covering on Nat Geo? Are they stalking citizens around and filming them? I know Nat Geo films more than just animals, but like that's a lot of what they film too. Is this the porn tab? Obviously it's not, but that's a funny idea. Platypus. So many issues here. I'm going to throw this comment up, but I'm going to warn you now. Just hit the 10-second button a couple of times or jump about 20 seconds on the thing. I'll actually just put the official time code right here, and it'll be gone. It deals with essay, and I know that can be really tough for a lot of people. Okay, I gave you the time. Here's the comment. So there's this. There's also a lot of other things that come with the Alien franchise. Well, I could go into worker rights and how the entire series is a critical analysis of how capitalism in its final stages. I would rather look at how Ice Age is canon to Zootopia. But if Ice Age is canon to Zootopia, how does that work? Ice Age is about an uncommon herd learning to love each other and choose happiness after returning the most vulnerable member of a group that would have otherwise killed them all. This story only works with humans. Manny and Sid represent opposing sides of the herbivore reality. Either you're small and food, or you're really big, but you can still be food. Diego is a predator. He would usually be the adversary of both herbivores, but he also can become food, it turns out. They all must face a bigger threat in the saber-tooths, but also the humans, the greatest predators of all time. This is such a problematic wormhole, and with everything else aliens being here gives us, I think this one really broke me the most. Hamilton means America is a thing, but we can already infer that from literally everything else. If Star Wars is here, then George Lucas is here. And Star Wars wouldn't exist anywhere if Lucas didn't make a name for himself with American graffiti. But yeah, if the American Revolution happened, then again, since nothing is a single event, all the events leading up to it also happened. I realized that the Die Herd we see is actually Die Herder. So we have Bruce Willis. Did you guys know Bruce Willis was in a music video for the Gorillaz, the song Stylo? The song is a banger, you should totally check it out if you haven't heard it. Check out the video too, it's great. But that means the band The Gorillaz is here. How does that even work? Some of these titles I don't recognize in animal form. I probably wouldn't recognize them in regular form either. But I can tell this is supposed to be Godzilla. So that confirms the animals have the bomb, and they dropped it 2 fucking times. Having him be a wolf, I assume, does make me think of Godzilla with just like a human face. If they drop the bombs, World War I and World War II happen. So the ideas of fascism and communism are in the Zootopia world. Who wrote Animal Farm? And was it just a non-fiction book instead of a metaphor? Future Llama means they had a Y2K scare. And it also means adult animation television. So there's a Seth MacFarlane in this universe.
No! No!
We all know what this really means. How the fuck does that work? Is this a goofy Pluto situation? Do some animals have pets? Maybe this is what their civil rights movement was about. Piggity Falls means there's an Illuminati. It also means they have urban legends. And possibly even monsters? I guess the beaver character is kind of confirmation of this, but this loops back to Monsters, Inc. Monsters in the Closet is like the first urban legend kids learn of. It's not real or based in any reality anymore, But it is based in the deep-rooted fears from when there were monsters all around us and we were still prey. But I've already proven time and time again, this world eventually evolves into Monsters Inc. And we see representations of urban legends like the Abominable Snowman in that movie. Is this entire universe a time loop? Did I crack the code on accident by asking for a true detective-style show set in this universe, and now I'm stuck with the realization that this is all one big time loop, and we live in the middle, where all we can do is speculate until we return to dust? There's a lot more we can reason from these movie posters we see. Even more with all the brands we see at the top. I know this was just fun background elements, but you've really built such a rich world. Doing this just makes insane people like me think about the craziest shit through implication. I was going to cover some of the things I've missed in other movies, but I'm going to save that for another video because this got a little long. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate every single one of you. Also, don't forget to let me know anything you noticed in Zootopia that was an allegory for something in our world. Have a wonderful freaking time of your life, brother. Mattress in the way. Yeah.